Peace. Good evening. It is El Melchizedek, the Hood Mystic, here live tonight. Keeping It Conscious, episode 7. Neurasthenia, the cure for Americanitis. This is a older disease that was once, is still a disease in the world psychological dictionary, but just not an American dictionary. I have a reason for that. But really, I'm challenging really the progressive medical establishment that like addicts people to drugs and things of that nature, and really mass over like specific disorders and not really giving actual cures and solutions, and just dishing out more and more drugs. And whether it be pain or emotional or mental health, you know what I'm saying, their solution is drugs. And now we have like a world full of drug addicts and the same problems, and the problems are getting worse. So this is more of a holistic point of view to a point of view in modern times that has been like dissected and put in a bunch of different little sections. And really the only solution that they have for these little sections of the problem is drugs. But I'm going to try to use a holistic point of view to solve a multitude of problems, a variety of problems, based upon one simple system, the central nervous system. And really understanding what it is scientifically and understanding what it is spiritually. This ain't like no super deep shit. It's real interesting, and I'm not really trying to use like real big words. They just different words. Like neurasthenia is a psychopathological term, and psychopathological, that means the study of mental disorders. So when you think back to our people, when you speak of mental disorders and things of that nature, for most of us, we are just generally considered as just black or an anomaly, or are we cursed by God? Like if you read the Bible and things of that nature, and a whole bunch of like negative perspectives on your identity before you even had anything to do with it, just by accepting a title. So neuro just meaning nerves, and asthenia, which means abnormal weakness or a lack of energy. See, back in the days, they viewed the central nervous system as like an electrical system, that if you overworked your central nervous system, then it would need time to recuperate. So when I say things like meditation and rest and relaxation and kind of taking it easy is really a cure to a lot of things, I get sound like I'm crazy. But back in the days, doctors had an actual a diagnosis, and a treatment was to rest. It was called the rest cure, or whatever, or bed rest. Women who are pregnant, doctors would tell them like to be on bed rest. Well, for neurasthenia, people who are afflicted with this disease, because they lived in a monetary system, this is just when the Reconstruction era was just ending, and people were working in factories and like industrializing America. Now you got to understand that the world before industrialization was sort of like a syncopatic. It was like more of natural ways of dealing with the world. Now when industrialization came, it altered that. So now cows and things of that nature could produce only so much milk, and you can handle that. Now if I industrialize cows, now I have 1,000 cows, and now I have to do more work than I'm naturally built to handle. Now I have to handle 1,000 cows, and maybe I hire more people, but still it's not going to be equivalent to my workload. So equate that to anything that you may be experiencing on your work job. When you typically have a job, it's not even having a job, it's about owning a business. Because think about you owning a business. In this society, you have to produce more and more energy, money, and resources than you naturally or normally your body can handle. So you may work at 8 to 12 hour workday and still have to take care of your children, still have to do this, that, and the third, take care of this, take care of that. And you spreading yourself thin. That causes your central nervous system, the electricity and the energy reserves built in your it dies out. So if you had a gauge and you started your day off and the energy is at full, and throughout the day it got to empty, now if you still running on empty, maybe 4 hours into the day, you probably started your day off on empty, and it's probably a persistent wear and tear of your central nervous system. So when that breaks down, then that incurs a lot of stress, pain, and headaches, fatigue, anxiety, heart palpitations, high blood pressure, depression, because you are not even, if you work at a call center and you take in 500 calls a day, in real life you're not even supposed to live or experience that. But since our world is industrialized, then we subject ourselves to these harsh conditions, and it doesn't even really matter what area or what realm you see yourself in. Even if you're making a lot of money, you have to see the game and you have to recognize your energy. And so the cure is to meditate and build up that energy. That's why it's to be taught to meditate daily. Not for me to sound deep, but for you to really understand that your energy is a substance. And when you talking and doing and moving and working and making this money and doing this, that, and the third, that energy is being used. And I could talk about energy all day because it's exchanged in relationships, families, memories, things of that nature. But to keep it on topic, I'm talking specifically about the central nervous system and how you really need to be in control of it. And so since we're talking about neurasthenia, we're talking more about of a mental energy. So mentally, where is your energy drawn to? What are you programmed to care about? And if you live in this country, it is politics and the state of the union and the president being who he is. But if you are conscious and you understand he is off the chain.
Let's go to bed.
Good night. I know. Good night. Sorry for that. But anyways, this is live, you feel me? So really back to where you're directing your energy, and where a lot of the energy and the direction is pointed to is really just entertainment and politics and things of that nature, and turmoil, and should we kneel for this, and is he black or is he white? And then on a personal level, you have personal struggles in relationships, and personal struggles with family, personal struggles with just trying to understand yourself. And add all of these things up, you have to really be mindful of how you reserve your energy and make sure that your energy is not being overused. It's really simple mathematics. And the only way that you personally can charge yourself up is by going within yourself and actually healing your inner being by doing chakra work. Because why do I say chakra work in particular? Because we're dealing with the central nervous system, and the chakras are the central nervous system, but it's just a spiritual aspect of it. It is the way to control the central nervous system, because you cannot mentally control the central nervous system. You have to accomplish it through a spiritual modality. And it is interesting that the central nervous system is set up like the chakras are set up. And chakras are basically nerves, because the more that you investigate the word and you investigate the innumerable numbers that chakras exist within you, then that only could equate to your nerves, because that's the only physical representation of a numerous system of control of the physical body. And so clearing and working with the chakras and understanding the chakras and reading books on the chakras and meditating with your chakras, you really begin to boost your energy and refill your energy to a point where you can start to gain clarity in your own personal life. You're not being just drawn by people's emotions and pulling you this way and that way. You are in control of your own energy. But first you must understand it and learn about it. And it's not about paying attention to what people are doing. And I don't give a shit what it is. You know what I'm saying? The world, in the way that the media is so savvy, they give you all of these doomsday prophecies to get your attention off of the work that you must be doing, because they only gonna give you shit to disrupt your central nervous system. They've been doing it since the beginning of time, when it comes to propaganda and news, and the purpose of it is to alert you and to scare you and to keep you in a mode that is called flight or fight. So you want these things are like, they tap into your base emotions to keep you in like a robot like stage, and they keep you with all of these different disorders. So whether it be antisocial disorder, attention deficit disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, after the women have the babies, something that they prenatal or postnatal depression and things of that nature. All of these things are based upon one particular foundation understanding of your spiritual energy, period. Like, it's nothing more complex than you dealing with yourself and not dealing with what other people have to tell you. And since and the real key to this shit is materialism. Materialism is defined as a tendency to consider material positions as a physical comfort as more important than spiritual values. That's why I'm not popular. That's why people don't really give a shit about me, because I don't give a shit about material. That's why I can't even really relate to people, because when I speak this spiritual shit, it's weird, because people are so convinced that having better shit is going to make them happy. And I'm at a point in my life where I recognize and realize the moment. So whether it be in nature, whether it be looking at my sons, or whether it be spending time with my girlfriend, or whether it be time me studying, or really meditating and really investing in my spirituality, and really, like, you know what I'm saying, it ain't about me living in a cardboard box. It ain't about me not having a car. It ain't about me not having shit, but it's about me not wanting every fucking thing that I don't fucking have. And that's where I'm at. And everybody just wanna be and just do and all of this crazy shit. And to me, that shows that if you materialistic, by definition you can't be spiritual. And if you're not spiritual, then you just like addicted to the shell, and the yoke and the meaningful shit just don't really matter to you. And that's where I personally draw a line in the sand when really discussing and really having strong feelings towards people, because ultimately people are going to be materialistic and they don't give a shit about spirituality, because by definition materialism is you relying on your physical comfort and your material possessions over spiritual matters. Spirituality just don't mean shit to you, and I'm the complete opposite. So understanding that the nervous system is the connection between the body and system. The nervous system, if the government, that's why neurasthenia has been taken off the books in America. That's why you can go on YouTube and type George W. Bush shopping, and he is urging the American public to go shopping. And I remember when Bush was a president, he gave niggas stimulus checks so they could go shopping. So you understand what this government is about. They want you. What is an American? American is just somebody who just wants to have shit. At the end of the day, you gotta buy a flag, you gotta buy a house, you gotta buy a car. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with these things or having these things, but I'm saying that when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to going home, I really don't give a shit about when I die. I can't take none of this shit with me, and that is just the plain facts. So I'm going to talk about spiritual things and spiritual solutions to get people to a point where we can bypass this and we can rise above this. So just real quick, to just go down the chakras one by one and just really healing the chakras, really healing the central nervous system. And I know this topic is like, why do it even matter? But if you don't understand this matrix and you don't understand the components of the matrix, then you're going to be swallowed by it, and you're going to feel sad about shit you had no business being sad about. Understanding that spirituality is some of the greatest, best feelings that you could ever have, because spirituality, life will give you obstacles, spirituality will forever give you solutions and overcomings. But to these chakras, healing the root chakra in the context of the conversation is really materialism, addiction, and indulgences, and how they affect you mentally and emotionally. So if you don't have shit that you want, are you mentally and emotionally disturbed by this? And if this goes on for a long time, it creates a block to where when you speak about spiritual things, you can't accept it. And even if you consciously accept it or agree with it, on the inside of you is like a record on a loop, and it just goes on that loop, and no matter what happens, you can't bypass it. That's why chakra work gets you to alter the record to where you can now, it can spin clear and free, and it's not skipping on a loop. That's the importance of chakra work. Creating time and space for yourself, meditation, connecting to source. That's root chakra work. Healing the chakra, the sex chakra, is really about being honest about your sexual energy. Are you stable and in a good place sexually? Are you communicating your sexual truth to your partner? Do you desire yourself? Do you still feel yourself as the sexy beast? And if you're not, what are you doing to improve the way you feel about yourself? Having a healthy sexual expression about yourself. That's important on the inner work. You know what I'm saying? It ain't to say go out and dress like a hoe, but it's kind of really just being real about the situation sexually, especially if you're in a relationship, because these things can be worked on and improved. And it's amazing when we start to work on our inner work and how they reflect outer. Healing the solar plexus is based upon your ability to manipulate and accept where you at in the matrix. So when you start to heal the solar plexus, you begin to manipulate the outside world. You begin to create a happy and desirable world. If the solar plexus is not healed or blocked, then you find yourself in the matrix in a position where you have desires and you not accomplishing them, and that creates a negative imbalance, and that creates a negative thought loop that's on repeat. And so you have to go on the inside through meditation and alter these loops and have this record playing smooth. Healing the heart chakra, and that's healing the heart chakra. You heal the heart chakra by concentrating on the love that you are giving. And all of this information is going to be on the website www.hoodmystic.com if you need to like look back over it, or don't take my word for it, get books on chakras. I mean, you can Google it, but just simply be sincere about doing the actual work on actually healing the chakras. Is healing your mental and emotional frequency, and is really strengthening your aura, increasing your law of attraction by doing the work internally. Externally, you align yourself with good vibration naturally, and so it's not something that you want and fiend about and you don't have it, and it drives you crazy, and you just want to pull your hair out, and you get all fat, and your hair get all gray, and your skin get all crackly, because you just not getting none of the shit that you want, because you externally vibrating on a negative frequency, working 2 and 4 jobs to get what you want, and not building up your central nervous system electromagnetic energy. And this is real shit. It's not nothing that I'm making up. You know what I'm saying? This is all researched information. Healing the heart chakra is asking, are you capable of giving love without concentrating on what you receive? And this is a powerful practice. You get all the love back that you give if you give it from a sincere place. If you don't look for love in return, if you ain't looking for people to pat you on your back and say, you know what, Sandra, you did a good job today. If you don't get that, then you feel like don't nobody appreciate you. But if you concentrating on just being the best person and just giving the most love and being the best person that you can be without any expectations, that is healing the heart chakra, and that creates a vibration around you that is so powerful that you don't need to want and need for shit from this point. And this is what we talk about, the benefits of spirituality. You know, spirituality ain't complaining on Facebook about what the white man did every day. You know, spirituality is really giving you solutions and foundations for growth and understanding. Healing the throat chakra is understanding, are you capable to speak honestly from the mind through the body out the mouth? So the throat is the voice chakra, but your voice being projected clearly from mind through the body and out the mouth. And so when you have negative affirmations like, I hate it here, These motherfuckers got me fucked up. And, really feeling like I'm about to smack a bitch today. Like, that is from the mind vibrating through the body. Then it comes out the mouth. My words is like a funnel. It has a particular frequency that resonates. So we're talking about the thyroid gland. So the throat chakra is the thyroid gland. So if the thyroid gland is out of whack, then cancel Christmas. So when you have negative affirmations and negative feelings about yourself that you don't address and heal and work on, that creates negative vibrations throughout your whole entire body. So you gotta understand what I'm saying. I hope it's all relating back to what I'm saying as far as neurasthenia being a central nervous disease that causes a variety of different symptoms that we all generally feel when we're not taking care of ourselves spiritually. When we align ourselves spiritually, we get a boost of energy. It's like you become untouchable. That's why you don't never see people who's serious about spirituality getting locked up. Them fake niggas though, they get locked up. Cancel Christmas for them niggas. When you misuse this spirituality, them pastors, all these people that misuse spirituality, they get what's coming to them. And it might not be swift, it might not be sudden, you might not even hear about it. But they all get you cannot mess with the spirituality and lead people astray and then expect good things to happen to you. You cannot play with the spirituality. And you can play for a while, but it soon enough catches up to you. But back to the chakras in the third eye. When healing the third eye, how do you heal the third eye? The third eye is blocked when you overthink and think too much. Why? Because when you thinking and overthinking and constantly in your mind, you are now blocking intuition. So when the concept of intuition and follow your intuition, you niggas don't get it. Because you always thinking about this, that, and the third, and her, him, and all these different thoughts. All of these, they say that the human mind has 50,000 thoughts in one day. Thus, completely blocking you from all intuition and spiritual insight. How do you minimize or try to minus those 50,000 thoughts? By practicing meditation, by consciously trying to, if you thinking massively, just slowing it down, not completely stopping it, because you can never stop it, but at least just slowing it down. Because once you begin to slow it down, then things start to make sense. And you begin to find solutions to all different types of things. Meditation is a true solution. But not just meditation for the sake of meditation. Go into these meditations and visualize these chakras. And then begin to realize the chakras and what they mean to you. And begin to heal that. Because once you begin to heal that, you begin to heal yourself on a physical level. The crown chakra, healing the crown chakra. What is healing the crown chakra? Healing the crown chakra is realizing that you are always connected to source. You are always connected to quote unquote God. You are always connected to quote unquote the creator. You are that which is everything, which is in you, which is connected to that which is everything. Like a cup of water that's been scooped out of water of the ocean is the same, is no difference between the water in the cup and the water in the ocean. It's just that this body, this shell, is holding over that source, is keeping that source together. So understanding that and realizing that will answer all questions and overcome all obstacles. Understanding that within you, you are God, and really understanding that, and really starting to heal these mental illnesses and mental disorders that they've been programmed into you by way of people that you love. This is a mislabeling of all of these diseases and all of these things, and it's really pure holistically and spiritually by taking the time to listen to yourself and not listen to the propaganda and the mind control. So with that, I wish you peace, because peace is power, and through power we reach clarity, and through clarity we reach illumination. But peace, and have a good night.